I have a lovely Irish single malt for you guys today, so let's get into it. Now, I've covered the history of Bushmills before on this channel, so we won't rehash all that, but we have a lovely bottle of 10-year-old single malt from Bushmills. So, I thought what we do in this video instead is I'll give you a few little Irish facts as we go through the nosing and tasting of this whiskey. So we'll keep this one a little bit informal today, and I'll give you guys some Irish words and some Irish facts, and you're all actually speaking Irish and you don't even know it. So there's plenty of words we use in everyday English that are actually Irish. So the word clock comes from the Irish word clog, which means bell. So whenever you say it's 3 or 4 o'clock, clock comes from the Irish word for bell. And you'd often hear in Ireland people say it's 10 bells, or it's 3 bells, or it's 4 bells. In other words, it's 4 o'clock. Well, there you go. The English word clock comes from the Irish word clog, which is bell. And yeah, now o'clock comes from Middle English, of the clock or of the bells. So it was to kind of separate it from the sundial. So the mechanical clock that rings, that has a bell, of the bells, and the Irish word clog gives us the English word clock. Now, smithereens, smithereeny, that's the Irish word, so that's an Irish word. Brogue, shoes, or an accent, that's also an Irish word. You get your Irish, let's see what else, galore. So galore is another Irish word. Galore literally means enough or plenty. So that's something you use every day in English. Slogan, here's a good one for you. So slua garum is what slogan becomes slogan, gets anglicised into slogan, and it literally translates to a war cry or a battle cry. So anytime you see someone's slogan, that's their battle cry. What else can I give you? The word trousers, that also comes from Irish, so you're using another Irish word. Bog is another one. So bog, wetland, marsh. The word bog, that's an Irish word, bogue, which means soft. And there's a great Irish saying, toga boge. It just means take it softly or take it easy. So next time you want to tell someone take it easy, just say toga boge to them. And yeah, there's loads. There's so many I could go into. Most important one of all though, the most pertinent one to what we're actually doing here is the word whiskey. Comes from the Irish word for water, ishka. So it's spelled U-I-S-C-E. Some people were pronouncing it ishki, so you can see how it became whisky. So ishka baha is the Irish for whiskey, which means water of life. And that's where we get the word whiskey from. It comes from the Irish word for water, ishka, ishki, whiskey. That's how we got it. Now, there's a few little fun facts for you. I'll give you a few more before the video is out. But we have a bottle of Bushmills 10-year-old single malt here. This is the kind of youngest single malt that Bushmills make. And it's actually very reasonably priced too. I picked this one up for €36. So let's get it in the glass. And it's actually really nice, this, before I even get the nosing and tasting done. Now, it's 40% ABV. It's triple distilled. And it's aged in ex-bourbon barrels and also sherry casks. And I do like my sherry aged whiskey, I have to say. It's some of my favourite. So, on the nose. This one has a really, really nice nose. Like I said, I picked this up for €36 on sale, which I think is a great price for this whiskey. So on the notes, you get the vanilla of the bourbon barrel. That's all there. You also get the fruitiness, that kind of dark fruits of the sherry casks come to. So you can think about raisins, almost like Christmas cake kind of vibe. Something like Redbreast. Obviously that's a sherry aged whiskey as well. Obviously it's not a pot still, this is a single malt. So it's not the quintessential Irish style, which is pot still whiskey. So you don't get the pot still spice, but you know, you get the vanilla and the caramel and the dark fruits. It's light, it's not big bowl flavours, but everything in here is very, very nice. Now on the palate. Yeah, I really like this. As a sipping whiskey, I think this is lovely. And for €36, you can't go wrong. A big hit of honey sweetness I get. Then, as it goes along, those fruits from the sherry casks come through. So think raisins, dark fruits, Christmas cakey kind of vibe. A little bit of pepper on the finish, not too much, very, very pleasant. But yeah, I really like this one. Very, very nice indeed. Now we let it open up and we'll see what we get out of it. But I think for €36, guys, if you can pick up a bottle of this, you will not be disappointed. Very, very nice for a single malt in Ireland. And like I said, it's the youngest one Bushmills make. It gets more expensive from here on up. So yeah, let that open up and see what else we get from it. Okay, well, let it sit for a bit and let it open up. Oh, much more vanilla. I'm actually getting hints of dark chocolate now as well. Little less of the sherry influence. But honey and vanilla. I think it's a bit more bourbon barrel now to the fore. Really nice nose. Again, it's a mild whiskey, so it's not big, bold flavours, but very, very pleasant. A lovely one to sit down and just sip and just to savour on the palate. Yeah, it's all honey now. All honey. Very, very nice whiskey. Yeah, I'm getting that chocolate on the palate now as well. A little bit of dark chocolate finishing off. Lovely. Like I said, it's mild. It's got lovely flavour. It's great as a sipping whiskey. You don't have to put water in it. You don't have to put ice in it. Unless you like that, of course. You know, drink whiskey however you like to drink your whiskey. But this one is definitely one you can just sip and savour. Very, very nice indeed. Yeah, here we go. So, that is Bushmills 10-year-old single malt. And a few Irish words for you guys. Hopefully you found that interesting. Do I have any more for you? Let me think. So boreen is another one. You often hear people use that term. Again, it's an Irish word. Maybe you guys have heard of it, maybe you don't. Maybe this one might be less common. So boreen, small country road. The Irish word for road is actually boher, which actually translates literally to cowpat. So all our roads are bohers, cowpats, and boreen. Anytime you hear een at the end of a word in Irish, it just means small. So just use the Irish word, stick een on the end of it, and it's a small version. So you're all familiar with poitín, moonshine. So the Irish word for moonshine is poitín, and poitín would be a small pot. Poitín, pot-een, small pot. So yeah, just put een on the end of something if you want to make it small. Have I got any other ones for you that I can think off the top of my head? Banshee, you're all familiar with the banshee. So ban is woman, she is the fairy folk. So the she, so that's where the Irish, or that's where the word for fairy comes from. So the Irish word for man is far. So far, she, fairy. So the fairy man. But obviously fairies in Ireland are nothing like Disney fairies. They are completely different, and something to be feared and something to be respected. So the fairy folk are. Anyway, yeah, that's a bit of Irish stuff for you guys. Hopefully you've found that interesting. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Just I thought we'd do it a little bit more informal, a little bit of crack. Another Irish word, just means gossip and fun times. So enjoy the crack. Yeah, the Bushmills 10-year-old single malt whiskey. Definitely this one gets a thumbs up from me, guys. And if you can pick it up on sale for in around €36, grab a bottle of it. You won't be disappointed with this. Very, very nice indeed. So I'll leave you with one of my favourite Irish sayings, and that's Bon ton of us. That's how you say enjoy it in Irish. And that literally translates to take the shining from it. Irish is a very, very metaphorical language, that's why I love it so much. So yeah, Bon ton of us. Instead of saying sláinte, if you can remember that one, Bon ton of us. Take the shining from it. Just means enjoy. So, bon ton of us, Macara. So, sláinte ma. And sinna win on scale-ish. I shall see you guys in the next one. And yeah, enjoy. Bon ton of us. Oh, and toga boge. I'll see you.